Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and today I'm going to be taking you through how to style your hair using the Denman brush. The Denman brush is used widely in the curly community for its styling properties on curly hair. Now, a couple of things about the Denman brush. Here in Australia, this particular brush is the 7 row. It did cost me almost $32 for this brush. It is really good quality, but it is a higher price point in terms of the brand that you're buying and the type of brush, as opposed to some other cheaper ones that you could get out there. But some of the things that I do really love about this brush is that you can actually take out the rows and adjust them as you need to. So these little D's at the top, D for Denman, you just pull on the top of the rubber and it actually just separates the center of the brush from the backbone. Then you open up and you can see all of the rows of the bristles are just slotted in there in these nice little rows. And then all you have to do is just pull them out like so. And then they can slide straight back in there. It's my understanding that the tighter your curl pattern, the more rows you want to have in your brush. To pop it back into the brush, we just connect the rubber pieces back together and then simply just slide it back in like so. So you can always just play around, take some rows out, style it with a few less rows one day, then you can pop them back in and try using all of the rows another time. It's really personal preference. I've just left all of the rows in and I don't seem to find any issues with doing that. I don't need to take any extras out. Now, a couple of tips that I have figured out since using the Denman brush. The Denman brush is a styling brush. It is not a detangling brush. So don't buy this and expect it to do amazing things with detangling your hair in the shower or when you're trying to put your leave-in or curl creams in through your hair. It is not a detangling brush. It is a styling brush. So the bristles are really quite stiff and hard. There's not a lot of flexibility and there are a lot of them. So you will probably find your hair will get snagged. We obviously want to try and minimize as much breakage as possible, so I wouldn't recommend using the Denman as a detangling brush. Unlike something like your wet brush, this is one that I use. It obviously has that little zigzag pattern with the back of the brush there, and the bristles are really very flexible. Very, very flexible. So obviously as you're combing through the knots with the conditioner in your hair, this allows the brush to move and manipulate through the knots and the curls, minimizing your breakage. So still try and stick with your regular detangling brushes if you do use a brush, instead of jumping onto the Denman. And now is the fun part. I get to show you exactly how I styled my hair today to give you defined curls using the Denman brush. So let's rewind it back. Okay, so I am just out of the shower. I have washed and conditioned my hair. I have applied a leave-in conditioner and a little bit of curl cream. And now we are going to style with our Denman brush. So I don't have any gel in my hair at the moment. I'm going to apply that as I go because my hair does dry fairly quickly and I want to make sure that the gel is going to be applied on wet hair to give me that beautiful gel cast to help hold my curls and to make sure that the product is distributed evenly rather than just trying to rake through with today's demonstration. So the first thing I'm going to do is section my hair into a couple of parts. I just take this bottom section here and clip it up out of the way. So we've got that sort of bottom half of my hair from the ears around out nice and loose. Because my hair is on the shorter side at the moment as well, I do like to take a clip and just put the section that I'm not working with up out of the way as well, just so it doesn't get tangled up in the section that we are going to be working on. The gel I'm going to be using today is the Curl It Moisturizing Gel from Afroshi. It is a beautiful milky consistency. You don't have to use too much and it does give you that beautiful hold. About this much. So it's very runny, very milky consistency. It's beautiful. And then I just rake it through my curls. So the best way that I have found to separate my hair when I'm using the Denman brush is in long strips. So with this big section of hair here, instead of parting through and doing a line like that, I actually take it through vertically. So I have a long section straight up and down. Then I take my Denman brush, place it in behind the hair, and then pull. And as I'm pulling down the length of the hair, I'm pulling upwards, but I'm also curling the brush away. So you can see how the hair starts to curl in around the bottom. My hair's not long enough to be able to start to get those ringlets like I have seen on some other videos where people are able to curl it and then they just spiral in like that. So what I do is I just catch the little section like this, I give it a little shake just to encourage those curls to clump together, and then I give it a little scrunch. Like that. Then we move on to the next section. Part it off, brush behind. By pulling up and away with your brush, you're going to set the hair away from the scalp, which will encourage that volume as well as giving you that definition. So a little shake of the curls and a little squeeze. You can see how they're starting to clump together. Behind, pulling up, curling away, catch, shake, scrunch. There you have it. That's the first little section. Once I've completed one section of my hair, I then like to go in with my cotton t-shirt. Gently scrunch out any of the excess water. And then what I like to do is take a little bit more of my gel, just the tiniest little amount, just a little bit of water, rub together, and then scrunch up. Just to put back any product that might have come off in the towel when we were removing the water. You can see how they are starting to just look so cute and defined. And then we're just going to continue that technique on the rest of our hair.
Something that I have learned about the Denman brush is as you twist the brush away, pulling the hair up off the scalp towards the ceiling there, if you imagine it's kind of like stretching out a rubber band, and as the hair gets stretched out, it's then going to spring back into that curl pattern. So not only that, but with the really firm bristles, it helps to distribute the product really, really evenly. So all of our curls are going to get some love with that gel or curl cream. And I just really find that it helps to smooth down any of that wet frizz and encourage it to kind of get enclosed into a curl, because I was definitely worried that by brushing through my curls I was going to lose that definition and that curl pattern, especially starting back into the curly girl method. I didn't realize that it's actually an excellent tool to help encourage my curls to remember how they like to sit. Because I can get really good curls when I just scrunch the gel into my hair, but obviously over the last 12 months the methods and ways of styling have certainly evolved, and I do just find that this is a much better way to help control my frizz, give me that curl definition, and certainly help the curls last longer. So I can definitely get more than your average 2 to 3 day curl definition out of this particular way of styling, as opposed to just scrunching the gel into my hair and hoping for the best, trying those refreshes and ending up with more and more frizz as the days go on. And that is how I have styled my hair using my Denman brush. So I'm going to let my hair air dry for 1 to 2 hours, then I will finish it off with a bit of diffusing, and I will come back and show you the finished results. Okay, I am back. So my hair is about 95% dry. We've got a really good cast on there. It's just been air drying for the last couple of hours. I haven't actually diffused my hair at all today. This is before scrunching out the crunch. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we can get those final results using our Denman brush. So as always, I'm going in with a couple of drops of the Righteous Roots oil to break up my gel cast. It
even these pieces at the front that are usually quite frizzy that I have to finger coil, they are quite defined. Ooh, making me cross-eyed. You can also use a little Afro pick comb as well to just fluff out and just lift the hair off the scalp. Voila! Overall, I give this brush a massive thumbs up. For the amount of frizz that I have struggled with, I really find that this brush worked into my regular routine, really helps me to combat that. As I explained earlier, when you're brushing through the curls, it allows you to, I guess, coat the curls more evenly with your product and distribute it more evenly, making sure that all of your hair gets some love, and it also allows your curls to come together. It's a new word. Encapsulate the frizz into your curl clumps, helping to minimize all those little fuzzies as well. And that's it. That is how we get beautiful defined curls using our Denman brush for styling. I would also love to see your before and after photos when styling with the Denman brush, so feel free to leave a comment below. You can also send your pictures through to me on Instagram at curlyjessjourney. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below and the alarm bell so that you're notified for when I do post new videos. As always, my loves, thank you so much for watching. I am really enjoying putting these little videos together and showing my experience along my journey back into the curly girl method, and I hope that you're finding these helpful. So that's all from me, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.